Hello and welcome to The Life with Laura. I am Laura Kraft, and these are my real mom hacks because I will tell you up front, I am not a mom that follows Pinterest, that I am not the DIY kind of person where I could just whip something up for you. When I need to do something, I do it. I enjoy fashion, I enjoy motherhood, I enjoy living. Let's just say that, okay? Now, today is a very serious topic that I want to share with you, and I really truly hope that you implement at least one idea or it inspires you to do some more research in other strategies that you can implement into your life and into your parent strategies. Okay, so here we go. One of the biggest fears that any parent probably faces is number one, losing their children, or number two, something very serious happening to their children, such as sexual abuse. It is very real and it is extremely painful. And no doubt, nobody wants to talk about it because it's uncomfortable, but we know we must. We know there are things we need to do, but what are we supposed to do? Okay. The other piece that I want to put out there is the reality of sexual abuse and that the predators, and I don't like using that term predators because you think of dinosaurs, right? But these people aren't predators. They're actually, unfortunately, the people that you deem to trust the most, who are a part of your life. For girls, the percentages of sexual abuse come highest from stepdads, grandfathers, and fathers. It's sad but true. Stepdads and grandfathers are on the top of the list, unfortunately. The people who are closest to us, it is almost easier to hurt us because we're so close and love and cherish them. So, putting that reality out there, I know it's hard, but there are things and conversations you can have with your children and with as a family that can keep the environment safe. Okay? Okay, here we go. These are the conversations that you need to implement into your family life, and you can choose how you do it, but in some way, please do incorporate it so that you can trust that if a situation were to arise, you can have confidence that your kid will make the right choice. Okay? So this is specifically in the realm of sexual abuse and sexual inappropriateness because it doesn't have to be just touching. It can be asked to see, it can be to talk about, and it could be about touching. So asking to look at private parts, asking to talk, right? So they have conversations about their private parts, and asking to touch. So those three things. So we have the looking, the talking, and the touching. Those three realms, there are inappropriate actions that take place the kids need to be aware of so they can say something right away. Okay? Now, let's make this clear. We are going to cover the boundaries of what's okay and what's not okay because there seems to be a gray line, and that's why we don't say anything because we're not sure how to move forward. All right? The first topic that I want to cover is the my body theory. The my body theory you can find in YouTube videos, you can find in children's books, there are articles, and it's a very clever way to talk about the body and what's appropriate for touching, looking, seeing, and what's not. And essentially, the theory is everyone has their own body. Every person has their own body, and it belongs to them. My body is my body. I'm in charge of my body, right? And so when you talk to your child, you talk to them about this is your body. You control your body, which is really good for if they're running out of control and they say, I didn't do it. You control your body. That it's your body. We have our fingers, knees, elbows, toes, and we also have our private parts, right? For girls, we have breasts, we have a vagina, and we have a bottom. For boys, they have their bottom and they have a penis. And it's very clear that we talk about those are a part of your body just like an elbow. There's nothing naughty or dirty about them. We just cover them in public because they're used for going to the bathroom. They're used for nursing a child Or when there's adults, they choose to have intercourse and create a child that is in their future. So, however you choose to have that discussion, you need to use the actual terms of what their body parts are. We don't have a nickname for elbow and wrist, right? We don't say the lulu for a wrist, right? Where some people say wee wee for penis. Say what it is and have open conversations about the body parts. Of course, when it's the right time. Okay, so we just talk about, okay, we don't in the middle of reading class just say I touched my penis. We say, if it hurts, right? So if your penis hurts, if your vagina hurts, let mommy know, let daddy know, and we can figure out why. Okay, so use the terms for the body parts, and then you have the conversation about the wanting to see, wanting to talk about or touch those body parts, and that your child is in control of who sees their body, who sees their private parts, talks about their private parts, or wants to touch their private parts. You empower them and tell them that the people who need to see, talk about, or touch your private parts are mommy and daddy, because mommy and daddy help with cleaning, right? So washing, we help teach you how to keep yourself clean so we don't get sick. So we see, look, or touch for cleaning purposes, or if you get hurt. So if they fall down, or if it itches or hurts, it doesn't feel good, then we are able to, okay, honey, well, let me see so I can see why, if it's red or if there's anything there and why it might itch or hurt, right? So mommy and daddy have that so that they can help them if they're hurting or to wash. Now, sometimes that hurting or itching might deem that they have to go to the doctor, and mommy and daddy give consent. They say it is okay for the doctor to look, to talk, or to touch so that we can help you with this pain, okay, or if we need to clean. So it always comes under the mommy and daddy's consent for this person to help you as far as staying clean or if there's pain. When you make that clarity, it helps the kids trigger. So if anybody asks to see, to talk about, or touch, they can say, well, mommy and daddy didn't say you could. And if it's not for washing and it's not because they're in pain, well, I'm not hurting and this isn't washing. So they immediately know, when you have that conversation about those two things in those three areas, it gives them power of what's appropriate and what's not. So however you put that together, that's the first topic that I really truly believe is the number one assistance, the aid in making sure that your child is safe and can recognize when something's not right. Okay. Now, the second one is respecting privacy. It goes on their end and it goes on our end, from adults and them. Respecting privacy means we get dressed in our rooms with the doors closed. When somebody wants to enter, they knock first. When somebody's in the bathroom, going to the bathroom where they're going potty, someone knocks first to ask if they can come in. They are allowed to ask for privacy, and as adults, we need to show by example how that works as well. When they're in the bathroom, mom and dad, don't just barge in, knock on the door, okay, and ask if you can come in. Give them that practice so that if it's anybody else and they just walk in, they can say, whoa, 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 I need my privacy time. And you can give them that responsibility of giving the other people the privacy that they need. Okay, so if there's a friend or family member that happens to be in a robe, then they know to give that person privacy. If that person has the door open, they can say, oh, no, it needs to be private. Make sure you shut the door. Start instilling that concept and start instilling those habits, really is what it is. Instill those habits into your home life so that they understand, and you get the privacy you need, they get the privacy that they need, and they can practice it outside of the home. Okay? All right, now, conversations that you have goes into the concept of no secrets. We are a family of surprises, but we do not keep secrets, because a surprise, other people can know, and eventually the other person will find out, right? we have a timeline of we're going to tell this person it's a surprise versus a secret where only we know and only we are the only people that will ever know. So instill the practice that we are a family that does not keep secrets. A lot of kids, and you will see adults, they like to whisper, and you say, okay, well, I'm going to say this out loud because we don't keep secrets. That is one of the cues from a predator or from somebody who's trying to groom a child is they keep secrets with them and they make it a relationship with just you and me. There is no just you and me. Mommy and daddy are the know-all and we tell them everything. And mommy and daddy will honor that and we will respect you. Okay, so and we're going to get into that just a little bit more. So some things that you want to talk about as far as threats, if any. So this is where you're going to sit down and say, you know, honey, I just wanted to let you know that if anybody, doesn't matter who it is, if anybody ever tells you that if mommy and daddy find out, they'll be really mad at you, they're liars. If because mommy and daddy do not get mad when we learn the truth. When you tell us the truth, we don't get mad. Okay? So you have to remember when your kid tells you the truth, you have to be understanding and listen to them. I know there's this challenge where kids will, did you make your bed? Yeah. And you go upstairs and they didn't. You have to go through the practice. Mommy will not be mad if you say, no, I didn't make the bed. I didn't make the bed. What hurts is the not telling me the truth. Mommy does not get mad at the truth. Okay. So you have that conversation with them that if anybody ever says mommy and daddy would get mad if they found out, those people are liars. Okay. If they bribe, so if they say, well, I'll give this to you if you don't tell mommy and daddy. So when we have the conversation that if anybody were to say mommy and daddy shouldn't know this or mommy and daddy will be mad, then you have to come to mommy and daddy because that's not safe. And we don't keep secrets from mommy and daddy. We're a secret-free family. Okay. All right. So those are conversations that you can instill with your kids as far as safety, that they can start seeing things and speak for themselves. It gives them the power too that when this happens, you say, if someone were ever to ask to see, if they were to ask to talk or to touch, come to mommy and daddy right away because mommy and daddy have to give consent. We are your caretakers. It is our job. Okay. So instill these practices and you will definitely know you're giving them tools to protect themselves. Other things that you can do that are outside of conversations with the kids would be number one, to inform your family of certain rules. The privacy rule. Remind them that we need to make sure we instill privacy. A lot of family members will say, it's okay. And you just say, no, it's not. We need to knock before we go in. And they need to knock before they go in. Other piece is open door policy. When we are playing, doors are open. The only time we close doors is for privacy. And playing does not need privacy. And it goes for little friends and it goes for family members, adults, doesn't matter who it is. For playtime, the door is open, okay? And it might feel uncomfortable having that conversation with your family members or friends, but just it's a matter of fact and it's for safety and it comes in handy, okay? Last thing is follow your gut. If there are any red flags that makes your mind or your stomach just cringe just a little bit where you don't feel comfortable, you must follow your gut, okay? Moms especially and parents, we have an instinct that is heightened when something's not right and you need to follow that instinct. When there is somebody who is consuming more alcohol than normal, if they appear to be not right, they're a little flamboyant or they're a little more touchy, if their temper is really short, you need to follow those flags, okay? If you do not feel comfortable, no matter what anybody else says, whether it's your mother, mother-in-law, your husband, if you do not feel comfortable, follow your red flags, your instincts, okay? I'm just trust yourself and the universe and the angels around you when they tell you something's not right. Okay? So that is that. The last thing is check in with your kid. I say usually when they have something new happen in their life, a new milestone, losing a tooth, going into kindergarten, they have a birthday, just when there's new milestones in their life, check in with them and have these conversations about, well, let's maybe in between reading books or they're getting in the bath and you just review my body theory, review who is allowed to touch, and especially review the keeping secrets as far as you could say, bring up, you remember if anybody just tells you mommy and daddy would be mad at you, they're not telling you. That's not true. I will not be upset with you. And then just say, is there anything you feel like might fall into that? Ask them, do you feel like anybody has said that or something happened? Ask them questions. They might come up with something minuscule or they might not, but offer them that opportunity to open up to you. And remember to stay calm, okay? These practices have been put into play, and I will assure you, with our family, we had an event take place, and our daughter was able to say no and was able to talk about what happened, and we stopped it before it went any further to where there was any true trauma or damage to take place. So trust me in saying having conversations and looking into it is the best thing that you can do. It will be uncomfortable at first, but then when you know you're giving your child the tools to protect themselves, that's all that matters. Thank you so much for following. I hope you really enjoyed the information that I shared and that it was helpful, that it gave you confidence to take steps to take care of your family, and that you can help protect your child from sexual abuse. Because again, the people that generally take those steps to committing such a crime are the ones that are closest to you. Awesome. Okay, we're going to end there. Thank you so much for listening, and I do hope that there was at least one little nugget that you could implement into your family life, that it was useful to give you more confidence or belief. This is Real Mom Hacks from a Real Mom. Subscribe to follow and to learn more about this fun life as a parent. Love you guys. Bye.